Hello and welcome to my weekly rotations. This is the 19th week, if I remember correctly. Let's jump right into it. For Monday, I went with Arena Fransen's green tea and blackcurrant. And I had some issues with this bottle. I've had issues with it before, but this time I couldn't spray it. It literally just... I pressed the thing and nothing happened. I was pushing seriously very, very hard. When it finally unclogged, it started spraying in all weird directions. I finally just, okay, maybe I should just send some an email about it. I think I sent the mail on Thursday. I had a lot to do on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I think I sent that email on Thursday. On Friday, I got the reply that is probably sediment that has entered the atomizer and that blocks the atomizer. Then they said, okay, we'll send you a new bottle for free. So I got a new bottle yesterday. I did try this new one today, actually. And it does not smell the same as the one with the broken atomizer. So I sprayed one spray on my left arm today and one on my right. The new one smells a lot better. It doesn't have that tobacco pouch scent. It actually smells more green. While the old one that has a bad atomizer, it has that tobacco pouch scent. And I think that may be something to do with the sediment. Maybe that's what smells. I don't know. But I'm going to give this a couple of more chances. I have been trying to figure out this one because there's something that I enjoy about it, but I also kind of can't put my finger on it, which is why I'm trying to get this, to figure this one out. I'm going to give this another go with the new bottle and see what the differences is. Because from my first just test spray on my arm, this does not smell the same as the old one. The old one doesn't smell as good. For Tuesday, I went with one of my absolute favorite summer scents, which is Sarah Baker's Atlante. And this is just light, bright, and energizing sort of fragrances with aquatic and a little fruitiness. It's yuzu, so it has that yuzu scent. It is very aquatic. It's like mineralic aquatic. And it brings me to on the ocean or very, very, very close to the ocean, but in a clean ocean, not one of those where there's a lot of stuff growing everywhere and stuff. It is super light, super bright. It's so positive. It's so happy. It's like a cloud. So it's like, it's not fluffy in any way, but it's sort of just airy and light. And this is one I haven't been able to use for a while because this does not work for winter at all. You need the heat to get this to radiate. And once it gets a little heat, it'll radiate for a while. I have already given this a 10 out of 10 score. This is one of my 10 out of 10 fragrances. As a summer scent for just complete chill, relax vibe, this is perfection. This is like being in a boat. This is sitting at the beach. And it has to be like a private beach or something. And this is just so good, so clean, watery, fruity, super nice fragrance. For Wednesday, I went with BDK's Gris Chanel. Wearing this while a little bit dressed up, everything works. It may be called gray, but there's nothing gray about it. There's just so many colors. I get the red and green are the two colors that just pop right out of me. It's that red, fruity, sweet fig, but it's also that green fig leaves. And there's that powderiness, and it's the woods in the background, giving it sort of a, I don't want to say purple because I don't think the powderiness should be purple, but maybe very lightly purpled, almost white, and that light brown woodiness is just, it doesn't give me so much a image as it just gives me colors. It's hard to go wrong. I can't imagine anyone wearing this and getting yelled at for wearing an unpleasant fragrance because it's not too loud. It's just perfect. Everyone can smell you, but no one is gonna get like destroyed by it. It's sort of formal perfection. For Thursday, I went with Maria Candida Gentil Gershwin. Easiest way to explain this is spices, citruses, and woods. It's sort of the good old-fashioned kind of fragrance style. It's nothing new. It's just done very, very well. It has that Maria Candida Gentil herbal touch. All her fragrances have this herbal DNA in the background, which, in addition to that spice, which is mostly pepper and citruses and woods, you sort of have that herbal touch in the background. It just puts you in sort of an even higher tier of like barber shaver or barbershop style. Not very transportative, not very much images, just a super nice scent. And that's also something that's a little bit typical of Maria Candida Gentil, is that there's not so much teleportation as of place or images or stuff like that. It's more just taking a scent that is just super nice and making it a little bit special, putting in nuances, putting in things you can sort of detect in the background, things that envelop you, that just changes over time. Just it does like those minor things that designers will never do and that niche houses are better at. Opens with that beautiful pepper and citrus, very refreshing, very like invigorating, energetic, and the woods giving it that nice masculine scent. And that touch of herbalness, it just adds to the masculinity, it adds to the freshness and the sort of almost a little bit of warmth from the spices combined with that herbalness all year round. This is just an old style, clean, freshly shaved barbershop maybe aromatic fougere, I don't know. Fougere is supposed to be like one specific plant. So I think nowadays fougeres are just anything that has woods in it, you can call fougere. Friday, I went with Atelier des Ors Aube Rubis. It has this sharp fruitiness. I'm not sure what that fruit is, but it's slightly sweet and slightly sour. Like, not candy sour, but sort of like rhubarb sour, like tart. That's probably a better word. It's tart and slightly sweet. And it also has a lot of woods in it. And there's a slight powderiness and some florals in the background. And it is quite nice. It's very... It has one of those... I feel like this is more of a spring and fall fragrance when it's sort of cold, but not very cold. Because of all that, like, energetic... Maybe there's some ginger in here or something that gives it that extra kick. I don't look at notes. But whatever this is, it's very sharp and pleasant at the same time. Very fruity, but I don't know exactly what that fruit is, and I don't know what to compare it to, because I can't think of anything that I have smelled that I would compare this to. Yeah, once again, the bottle is awesome. That is Atelier des Ors. They do bottles like no one else. I kind of have to say this is my favorite bottles, but They have one weakness, and that is that they very easily tip over. They are not solid, because even though the base looks wide, the bottom itself is very, very small and very narrow. It's like this much, keeping it upright, and the tiniest touch, and the top is so heavy that it will literally just topple over. So be careful with these bottles. If you put them on a shelf, make sure they are supported well and that they won't tip over every other fragrance you have. Saturday, I went with Zaharov's Basilius the Oracle. And this one is really growing on me. So the reason I went for this was that I was hosting a motorcycle ride. We are a group of about 2,000 members, 2,100 actually. And we were going to have the season opening this Saturday. Because of that, and I was the one that arranged the whole thing, so I sort of had to be grown up. I had to be the one in charge. I have to be the man in the group, but with all the youngsters. That was where this really shined. This made me feel like the grown up. This made me feel like I was sort of a little bit in charge, but I still wasn't that old guy, you know. It kept me young enough while still being the grown up adult. I have already understood my mistakes. I have already come to terms with that overspraying danger with this. You have to spray away from you, and you have to spray less than you think. I would say this is very much a grown-up scent. It has some sweetness and some playfulness to it, but mostly I would say this is I'm just going to say dad scent. Now, you can be a dad at 20, so that doesn't mean that this is not for young men, but this is sort of a dad scent. It's serious, it's attractive, it has some allure, it has some mysterious parts, it's fresh, it has almost a touch of aquatics, it's got some vanilla, that gourmand touch in it, the spices to keep it warm, very nice earthy vetiver. But I'm going to stand by what I said. Like, this doesn't give me specific images. It just makes me think of my own dad. It feels like this one actually comes more and more alive the hotter it gets. So I'm looking forward to trying this when the temperature goes beyond 20 degrees Celsius. And finally, for Sunday, I went with another Zaharov, namely Zaharov Signature Helvetii Black Rose. This is my rainy weather fragrance. This is so, it's a dry, slightly soapy, very woody, and slightly powdery rose fragrance. A masculine rose, in my opinion. The moment it hits the skin, you get like green nuances underneath it all. You get that woodiness, you get that beautiful, slightly different, dry rose. That Helvetii Black Rose is, or that Helvetii is the place where the black rose grows. And that rose is different from other roses. It actually is black. I think George has the video up where you can actually see him go to Helvetii and talk with the people who make the roses, and they basically just explain that it's something in the water. I think it's the high iron content or something. If you take the exact same rose and you plant it somewhere else, it'll turn red again. It's just black because of the soil. And it also absorbs those elements and changes the scent of the rose. And I don't think there's actually anything powdery in it. It's more that the wood is sort of dry and sort of feels powdery. It doesn't have like iris or something. But yeah, beautiful rose fragrance and lovely to wear in a slightly warm to slightly cold day when it's raining. Typical spring, summer, fall when rain is here. This is just super nice. I also have the lotion which is slightly greener than this, and if you put that on and then spray this above it, yeah, it's really good. So for the wear score of the week, Arena Fransen's green tea and blackcurrant. I actually slightly like this more this time than last time. 7 out of 10. I'm starting to get around to it, starting to understand it. The new bottle that I have that will get wear this week, maybe I am getting two wears this week. Exciting to see what that will be, but this is a 7 out of 10. Sarah Baker's Atlante, instant 10 out of 10. This puts me in a completely relaxed, not quite vacation mode, but it's midsummer mode. Sort of has this like soda fizz to it almost. Freshness and cleanness and just very clean sea breeze, mineralic. It's just beautiful. 10 out of 10 wear. Gris Charnel by BDK. This too is just 10 out of 10. I love wearing this. I love having it. I love wearing it. When this runs out, I'll buy a new one. I will have this for as long as it's available. Maria Candida Gershwin, same thing. It's a 10 out of 10 wear. It just makes me feel like I'm pampered up. I have the shave. Everything is nice. Everything is clean. I'm a little bit more grown up. I'm a little more masculine than I usually am. That's what this does to me. And it's a 10 out of 10 wear. Aube Rubies from Atelier des Ors. Just like a nice 7.5 out of 10. It's a little weird. I'm not quite sure if I like it or not. Because it's very refreshing. It's very energizing. It gives the right feeling. It gives the right vibe. It does make you feel more invigorated. But at the same time, the scent is sort of not quite vibing with me. So I'm going at a 7.5 out of 10 because it's way above average. It's up there at like good to great. This is like good to great wear. Zaharoff, Basilius, the Oracle. I'm pretty much at an 8 out of 10 with this one. It was a real good day. The perfect setting for this one to sort of be the adult, but not the old adult, if that makes sense. I don't know. And finally, Halfeti Black Rose by Zaharoff. I think like 8.5 out of 10. It's really nice wear. Unfortunately, I was going motorcycle riding that day too, and the moment I put on my motorcycle gear, everything just rubs off. That actually didn't happen with this one. This actually survived the motorcycle ride. So this sticks to the skin better. But this one mostly rubbed off. When I was done, I came home, I had some dinner. I could just smell it, but it was very faint. At that point, I was going to take a shower anyway. The wear didn't become spectacular simply because I wore it for like an hour, maybe 1.5 hours, and then went for a motorcycle ride for many hours, and then came back and washed it off. And then I put on some Simples and some Scents of the Nights, and so that was my weekly rotation 19th week. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll come back to see me for my next video. Bye.